Hey guys, Revan here, and welcome back to episode 11 of StoneBlock 2, where today we're getting into Mekanism. So sit back, enjoy the video, and let's see what we can't get done. So we find ourselves in our cow room yet again. I'm just kind of breeding these guys up. Like I said, I'm working on these little by little, mainly because of the fact that I don't want to overdo it and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Suffer the wrath of lag that I'll incur if I just breed too many of these guys and put them downstairs. So, when I remember or when I think about it, I'll come in here and breed them up. And then when I get about 5 in each pen, I'll harvest them and then toss them downstairs. So we do have an extra stack, but I'm in no hurry to get that done. What I really want to do this time around, I really wish you could see trees and stuff. Anyways, what I want to get done this episode is, as I mentioned today, the plan is to get into Mekanism. What we need to do is eventually make our way up to these HDPE sheets. So I think that's what our focus today is going to be. And this is a bit of a process to get up here. So we need the pellets. And we need substrate for the pellets. And in order to get the substrate, we need biofuel. And in order to get biofuel, we need to take some sort of vegetable or plant through a crusher. So we're going to need a crusher. And so let's see what machines we're actually going to need, because I know we're going to need quite a few machines to eventually make our way up to this HDPE pellet. And I'm not horribly concerned about having an infinite number of these guys, mainly because of the fact that, well, we have our EMC tablet. If I make one, I can pretty much consider myself done. They're not expensive to make here. So let's check out this crusher. We're going to need some control circuits, which means we're going to need a metallurgic infuser. So we'll add that to the list. We should just be able to make a couple furnaces. Let's see here. We should have everything else that we need. Yep, we got you. We'll just learn you just in case. So this guy we can just toss. I guess we'll just toss right there for now. Let's grab us some conduits. I did kind of go through and start putting some items in the transmutation table that I'm going to use fairly regularly. I don't know why I only took one out, but there we go. Toss you there, and then we can just take this metallurgic infuser, toss him on there, and they will take upgrades. I'm not sure we have the stuff we're going to need for the upgrades. Let's check this out. Upgrades, let's see, speed is going to be osmium dust and enriched alloy, so we need redstone and iron, so we might as well start with that. Redstone, iron, and I'm so used to just grabbing a stack of everything. I keep forgetting that I have EMC. We'll just toss him in there and then let that do the thing, and then we can just dupe a bunch of them. There we go. Enriched alloy. Toss you in there, learn you, grab a bunch, and toss it in our system. Zerp. All right, and then we needed osmium dust, if I'm not mistaken. And we do have some of that. So we can just learn this as well. Toss it into our system. So nice having this table. I've already filled up my drives downstairs. I haven't done the gas ones yet because I'm not fully sure if we're going to utilize them. All right, so we were looking at the upgrades, right? So the speed upgrades. We can make one of you, and then the power, I think we need pulverized gold. We do have just enough of that. So again, we'll just pull a bunch. Oh, these are only carrying 8 of these, huh? Oh, that's interesting. I can't actually EMC the energy ones, which is kind of a bummer. All right, so the thing about Mechanism, if you notice, these are taking like 1 per second, and I can't put these energy ones in until this slot is empty. However, the trick to it is if you shift right click, you can actually just toss them in and they'll automatically add. See, I finished the energy before the speed even did, so it's a little tip right there. All right, so where were we? We had the metallurgic infuser, and we need to run redstone and an osmium ingot. So we have a little bit of osmium here. We'll grab some more. I could have swore we would have more osmium than we do right now. Yeah, and from here out in the pack, a lot of what we do is going to be kind of the same thing of just make it once, toss it in the transmutation table, and then just grab out a bunch of them. Because, well, that's all it really takes for us. All right, so we should... Ooh, do we not... What do we not have here? How do we not have steel? Could have swore I had a steel chicken. Let's see here. I apparently don't have steel. There is a chicken for it, and it's iron and charcoal. You'd think that would have been the first thing I made. All right, so what we'll do is we will just toss the guys in here, let them breed up to 10, 10, 10, and we'll take this level 1 that I hit up with the time in the bottle, and steel is not EMCable. I guess we're going to wait for these guys to breed up. All right, and we have our 10, 10, 10 steel chickens. We'll just toss in here, and then we will run on over to our wall o ores. And let's see, where is the steel? Right here. We'll just toss that right there so it has a place to live. And then we'll probably have to hit the chicken up with a couple time in the bottles just to kind of produce the steel that we're going to need here. All right, back to it. The crusher, steel casing, check. And there we go. Do I have any more? I do have one more bottle of, or bucket of lava. Let's just EMC that guy real quick. All right, so let us toss our crusher right here. And then we're gonna have to do the same thing and grab some more upgrades for it. And again, I'm not really worried about making these guys into factories or anything like that because I don't plan on fully automating this. Like normally I'd make a compact machine, put a farm in there with the plant interactor, and then this just massive mess of cablings and everything like that to completely automate this in order to get the HDPE pellets. Because like in a lot of packs, it actually serves two purposes. You can use the, I believe it's the biofuel generator, or maybe it's just a diesel generator from Mekanism. Let's see here. Not the bio, it's the gas burning generator. There it is. And each one of these will put out a decent amount of RF per tick, just based off of the fuel that you're making from like a farm of potatoes or something like that. So I've maxed those things out at probably over 100,000 RF per tick just on like, you know, a 9x9 potato farm. But since, you know, again, we only really need one piece of HDPE, I'm not too concerned with it. So let's see, do we have potatoes? We do. Let's just grab these guys up. We'll EMC them just so that we actually have a decent amount of them. And we'll just run these through the crusher here. And I believe Mekanism actually has a muffler. So what do we need for this? Steel blend. So we just need steel through a pulverizer. All right, and we have our muffler upgrade, and we'll just toss you on there, see what difference that makes. These potatoes do make a lot of biofuel, so I guess I can do 4 of them. There we go. I wasn't thinking that you need more than one. All right, so once we have the biofuel, we need to make substrate. And in order to make substrate, we need, or I'm sorry, yeah, in order to make the substrate, we need hydrogen and water. And we're getting hydrogen from electrolytic separator. So let's toss you on the list of things that we need to make. So we're gonna need electrolytic core. I think we're gonna need at least 2 separators, and these you can't EMC. So we'll just start off with 2, and then I think we're gonna need another sink as well. So we'll grab this guy, and we'll say 1 more. Then we're gonna need some fluid ducts. Now these guys are these machines are a little bit tricky here. There's usually restrictions on where you can output to. So if we want to toss this guy right here, then we're gonna have to kind of figure out what side is gonna do what. Do I have any more of the energy conduits? I do. And let's just make sure that that's actually attached back there. Yep. Okay, so we have the electrolytic separator set up, and I just have a sink behind it, hooked up with Ender IO conduits. And that is just, I can't get it out. That is going to be making us hydrogen and oxygen. And what we want to do is, for whichever one we don't want, we can just say dump excess. And then this thing is just going to keep running. It is going to take pretty much all the energy though. So, you know, it's kind of one of those, it's almost better just to let it do its thing. All right. And then in order to make the substrate, remember we needed to combine hydrogen, water, and water inside of a pressurized reaction chamber along with the substrate itself. So we need to make one of these pressurized reaction chambers, which is going to need an enrichment chamber. Just going to need another one of these steel casings. And I think we should have everything else. Yes, we do. Does this have EMC? Nope. All right, reaction chamber. We're going to need some basic tanks. I really wish there was more stuff in Mekanism that had EMC. And a dynamic tank. So we can toss those guys back in, and we should just be able to toss this guy in here and pull you out. And then I think we can toss that in there and then say, I always forget where the configs for these guys are. So I think it's gases we have to do, and this is the bottom, so I think this is the back. So if we do, I guess red is input. Yep, that'll toss our hydrogen in here, and then oxygen for now, we'll just say dumping excess, and that should fill us up with hydrogen. And then we can just take this other fluid conduit, and it doesn't want to attach to that side. So which side is the fluid conduit going to actually have to attach to? All right, so if we come into the side configurations and we choose fluid, should be this guy right there. We can take the bottom off, and then we'll just say insert, and that should be pumping water into there. Now our side configuration, we can say auto eject is on, and then I'm not sure if we can input from the front here. Yep, that'll input that guy right into there, and that should make us our substrate. Take this factory block, and we can toss this right back in here, and that on there for now. So once we actually have the substrate, we need to make the HDPE pellets. In order for that, we're going to need liquid ethylene and oxygen. So the oxygen we can obviously get from our electrolytic separator right here. However, the liquid ethylene is going to be a little bit more complicated. So we're going to need a rotary condensator, and we're actually going to need ethylene. And so ethylene we are going to be getting when we convert the biofuel into the substrate. So we have a little bit right here. Pro tip, it also helps if you actually hook up energy to the machine that you want to run. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, why is this guy not running? Oh yeah, because I never hooked up energy because I'm a derp. So we'll just toss these guys in here, and then we'll toss the rest of these inside of here for now. And like I said, normally if you're doing this and you want this to be completely automated, you put like a drawer or something on top of this and have the drawer leading into your your PRC over here and so forth and so on, and essentially just making a loop. But since we don't really need to do that, we're just after these sheets which have EMC. Heck, even the pellets have EMC. So once we get one pellet, we're pretty much done and won't really have to use this setup anymore. All right, so the ethylene, let's see. That is a gas. So we are going to need, let's see, some gas conduits. And we're going to need an atomic alloy for that. So the atomic alloy is going to be refined obsidian dust and reinforced alloy. The reinforced alloy is just going to be this enriched alloy and some diamond dust. One diamond dust, one enriched alloy, and we get a reinforced alloy. Learned and deposited. All right, so next thing, we need reinforced obsidian, which is also going to be through the metallurgic infuser. So we're going to need diamond dust and obsidian powder. So let's grab some obsidian and we'll do the same thing. One diamond dust, one obsidian dust, and we have our refined obsidian. Atomic was the reinforced alloy and the reinforced obsidian. So again, we only need one. Now, if you do use this machine for, you know, more than one thing and you have leftover redstone or diamond dust or anything like that in here, you can just hit this dump button and it will clear your inventory right there. All right, there we go. Now we should, oh, we have to actually go through this whole process. I didn't notice that. All right. The normal gas. So none of these seem to have EMC to them. There we go. We got some gas conduits. All right, so we want to take the ethylene out of here and we're going to be putting it into our secondary PRC. So let's just take our, not that guy. Let's take our secondary electrolytic separator. And I think we need oxygen too. Yeah, right. Oh, not the electrolytic separator, the PRC. All right, we can just toss this PRC right there. It'll start collecting the oxygen from this guy. And then as far as the gas is concerned, let's just come over here and say gas. We want the back to be input. There we go. And then we'll just take you. We'll just kind of make a loop over here so we don't interfere with anything else. And then of course we're going to need to toss a power cable onto you, and we're going to say gas is going to be insert. And all right, so we'll take the gas from right here, and you are going to be extract on green, and you should be inserting over here. So we have oxygen, and once we actually set that up, so let's come over here and then configs, select the gas, and I think it was output. All right, so a little bit of a mistake there. I forgot we actually need to take the gas doesn't actually go into this guy right here. So you can take that off. The gas actually needs to go into a rotary condensator, this fellow right here, before we can do anything with it. All right, and we have our rotary condensator, and I'm running out of room here to have access. So you're gonna go there. All right, so I think we finally got this figured out. These guys can be a little bit tricky. It didn't want to rotate into where I could actually attach it from the back, so I just had to make do with attaching it from the side. But it is now taking ethylene and producing liquid ethylene, and that should, I believe, let's see here, fluids. If I can get this set up properly here. All right. Well, after a lot of monkeying around, this didn't end up neat whatsoever. I've always I like the process of this, but trying to get this set up in a somewhat orderly fashion, I always have a lot of difficulty with. But the last thing we need to do is we need to take the substrate and toss it into our PRC over here. So in this case, we are just going to, let's see, take some item conduits. And where is this going to actually let me toss this in? All right, looks like the top, it'll go in. So we'll insert right there. And where was the one that we want? This one. So let's say items. We'll just take these two for outputs, and then extract, always active, and our substrate should go into there. So we now have a mess of cabling behind here and a nice ugly wall full of machines and an inventory full of crap, just so that we can actually get one item. So yeah, having a blast here. All right, let's toss you up in there, and then we'll do the best we can to kind of hide this. I suppose I'm not sure if Ender IO facets would allow this, but we'll see. But we have our pellets, so let's kind of grab ourselves some inventory room here, and we'll just toss all this good stuff back in. Like that. We can grab our pellets, come over to our transmutation table and store that, and then just grab a bunch from in here. I don't even think we needed that many, because we can just go like this, and this has EMC as well. So we'll just burn these guys back through, and we'll learn these and grab a stack of them, because once we have these guys over here, we can kind of come over to our extreme crafting table here. I have everything set up. I have the Mark II energy condensers, all of the red matter blocks, the chaos shards, everything I pretty much pulled out of the transmutation tablet. And I'm not putting them here because I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. And we don't need one of there. And then we're gonna need to grab 4 more of the black hole units. There we go. Because these guys don't stack here. But we are now have our transmutation tablet, and then we'll make an extra one for our tome of knowledge. So there we go. We now have EMC on the go, which I am very happy with. And we can take you and learn you, just in case we ever lose this guy. So the next thing that we need to do before we can get the Tome of Knowledge is we need to make the chaotic core. Now this is going to be fairly simple for us, mainly because we have everything, and everything is EMCable. So we just need 4 awakened draconium and 4 of the awakened cores. So let's see here. Core 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I don't think I EMC'd the draconium just because we have so much of it in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to need a chaos. Oh. There we go. And I think that was everything that we needed for it, right? Yeah. And then once it's done, we can actually just EMC it and have infinite amounts of it. All right. So to set this up, we just have to put in our 4 draconium ingots and our awakened cores. I mean, our awakened ingots. And then we toss our shard up in here, click start. And this is probably, it shouldn't take too long. And we now have our chaotic core, which is Awesome. So for the Tome of Knowledge, do I actually have that guy saved? I do not. I'm not 100% if we need the Draconic fusion crafters or if we need the chaotic ones. Let's see here. Yeah, it needs to be chaotic tier. For these guys, I need, let's see here, 2 diamonds, so 4 diamonds, a dragon egg, and a chaotic core. All right, so we'll just set these guys up in here. And I think it was the cores. We need to break these guys up into a group of 4. And the same thing with the dragon egg. And what am I missing here? Chaotic core, dragon egg, and diamonds. So we have 4 diamonds. Oh, we don't need that many dragon eggs. There we go. All right, so we have our 11 fusion craftings, draconic level. So like you. Take all you guys out, and we can just toss these guys in their stead. And then we have a couple that, oh, all right. So we can't EMC the chaotic ones, so we'll keep those. We'll keep those guys handy. These guys we can toss in there. We don't need this. Now for the Tome of Knowledge, I want to get that done. I want to get all of this in Cheatsy Doodle pretty much the rest of the pack. Not the power, but, you know, at least all the little things. So we need a chaotic core and an Endist Pearl. So we have the core. Let's see about the Endist Pearl. What are we going to need for the... Okay. So we're going to have to go upstairs for this guy. All right. So for the Endist Star, the recipe is fairly simple. Let me just pull it up here. Endist. It's just going to be some endstone, ender pearls, neutronium ingots, and another star, which you should have by this point in the pack, especially if you're, going for the Tome of Knowledge. Should be an easy day for you. We'll just learn that. We have our chaotic core, and we have our transmutation tablets. So as always, fusion crafting is fusion crafting. Toss our items in. Toss in our transmutation tablet. Get that rolling. This is going to... How much RF is this actually going to take here? All right, so it's not too bad. It's only 200 million RF. And we now have our Tome of Knowledge. So if we come over here, and I think we just click that, and we now know everything and anything that is in this pack, which is awesome. So, and we can burn that because that's worth quite a significant amount of EMC. And we have our extra tablet right here. So now let's say all these quests that I was a little bit hesitant to get into, like all of these guys, the singularities. So, we have the iron, the gold, lapis, so on and so forth. So if we come over here and say singularities, let's see, we'll just take that. And we'll just kind of go through all of this. And as you can see, we pretty much completed all of the singularities just with that. And we can just dump them back in the table. So it's a little bit cheaty, but at the same point in time, I kind of feel like if you've made it this far, you've kind of earned it. My opinion in the matter is they probably made the Tome of Knowledge a little bit harder to get, because pretty much once we got the transmutation tablet, or I should even say once we've got the transmutation table, it was not very difficult for us to unlock everything that has EMC in the pack. So I would have liked to have seen that be, quite a bit more difficult. Although I don't really have any options as to, what to go for or how to go about that. But what we can also do is, let's just see here. We can now get the Infinity Catalyst. Take that out, and we should be able to take out our Infinity Armor. And where is the... I think it's the... What is it? The Sword of the Cosmos? Yes. And I'm not really going to mess around with the... Actually, do we need to get the pickaxe? We'll take this guy out. We'll take this guy out. We'll take the hoe out, the axe out. And then we just need an infinity ingot here. And what did we miss? The world breaker? Thought we pulled one of those out. Or is it just not caught up to us yet? Oh, I think the world breaker is going to be the one that it actually wants us to make here. So let's toss you guys back in, and we'll toss you in. And then we'll take off our draconic armor and put on our infinity armor. And we are now, I think we're pretty much invincible. And we're going to hold on to this just in case I don't like the speed of everything. Because as you can see, I'm quite a bit faster. And I'm not sure if I can adjust that. But for the world breaker, we just need to grab some infinity ingots. And then I think it was neutronium, right? Some neutronium ingots. And then I think it was a crystal matrix that it wanted. Let's see here. World. Yeah. Crystal matrix, which is crystal matrix ingots. Let's just take you real quick and EMC you. Thank you. And then we have our one matrix. EMC this guy. I keep saying EMC. I should just say learn. All right. So world breaker. Toss you in there and pick you out. So we, in this one episode, started with really not having much completed to within about, a minute completing the entire extreme crafting page. And a good portion, we could complete pretty much all of this if we wanted to. But I'm probably going to do that off camera because I think 90% of this is just all stuff that we can pull out of the system. And I'm not sure if you guys actually want to see me just, search Kleinstar, in the tablet here. Like, yeah. Actually, is this I don't even know if this is, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. La da 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 da. Yep, I hope you guys enjoyed that. However, I think we're gonna have to call it an episode there. I'm pretty happy with as far as we've gotten. We have unlocked our potential to really get into producing some mega power here with Mekanism, and that's what we're gonna be doing next episode. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps me out greatly. And as always, guys, stay safe, be awesome, and we'll see you guys next time.